Hey guys, welcome to another video, and today I want to talk, so let's go have a seat. The other day, I posted a cupping video, and if you remember, I had 3 cups. 2 of them were espresso based, darker, and then one, I was like, oh, this is fruity. It was a filter coffee, roasted by a roaster that I've bought from before, but this one seemed especially fruity and delicious. And if you actually go a little further back through my videos, I used that coffee in my AeroPress video, my how to brew an AeroPress. And in that cupping, I sound surprised, and that's all a genuine reaction. That coffee was just so much more fruity than I had anticipated. My only brew with it prior to that was the AeroPress and a couple of iced coffee pour overs. So that got me thinking. My normal pour over experience with this coffee was not that fruit forward, floral, sweet, like pretty incredible coffee that I cupped. And I thought surely a lot of you would have that same experience or the same frustration of knowing that this coffee has all of this potential, but not being able to draw it out. Somebody like Lance Hedrick often takes drinks of wonderful coffees in his videos, and he manages, whether or not it's true, to make them look incredibly delicious. Like, I can't help but like watch one of his videos and go, I just really want a nice cup of coffee right now. It takes you back to that moment that you had that one coffee that just blew your mind. So that's what I want to talk about. How do we go after this dream coffee? Many coffee professionals on the YouTube world will tell you, like, you'll have it once and you can chase it forever, but you're never going to be able to get it consistently. And that's sure true. But I'm pretty new to the coffee world, relatively speaking. I'm in love with it. I've consumed tons of Daddy Hoff's and Lance Hedrick's videos, as well as Morgan Eckroth and Emily Bryant, I believe, is the one who pretty much taught me how to pour any sort of latte art. I wanted to take you guys along the journey of dialing in my pour overs, something that we can all use some enhancement in. I've consumed so much content, video, blog, articles, and I was even gifted The Physics of Filter Coffee by Jonathan Gagne. I mean, this thing is fresh. Here, let me see if I can pick up some of those crisp book sounds. No, probably not at all. This book is going to help me, hopefully, as well as all of the other content I've consumed, to dial in my pour overs and experience what I cupped, if not better. It's crazy that that cupping video blew me away at the potential of this coffee right here. That coffee has so much potential that I experienced when I cupped it, but not when I brew it. So I thought I'd start a video series. I'm not willing to do 14 pour overs in one day and max out my caffeine consumption. So it's gonna be a couple days. I wanna take you guys on the journey with me through dialing in a pour over and really getting the flavors I'm looking for and what that looks like. I don't have a recipe like James Hoffmann or like Lance Hedrick, but I'd love to create one, and I'd love to take you guys along in the process of what that looks like. So that's what we're getting started on today. Our first pour over since cupping this thing and learning of all of its potential. Let's go. So let's get started with talking about how we're gonna do each one of these brews, at least at the beginning, and how I approach my brew to begin with. I tend to do a 1:16 ratio or so. I use the unbleached, I know, I'm sorry for all of you coffee nerds, the unbleached V60 filters, plastic V60, Easy Presso grinder, the coffee. I use this to create a little funnel in the bed. I already tea my coffee before I grind it. I just use this for dosing. So I'm gonna do my normal brew. I'm gonna talk you guys through it as I go. So we're gonna start with 15 grams of coffee. Then after I have my coffee measured, I'll hit it with some droplets. Usually give it 2 sprays. That first one was only halfway in, but it's still okay. Little shakeage. It's on the number 3 on my Easy Presso grinder, but it wraps around a couple times, and so I'll just go ahead and show you the burr gap, if that helps. That's kind of the burr gap we're looking at. Can't measure it for you, but it's not big. I'll also show you the grinds, don't worry. And grind away. A lot of the best coffees I've had have been at coarse grind sizes, so I also tend to go pretty coarse. This is probably not the most coarse by any means. We're looking at probably just slightly finer than kosher salt. Maybe that's a medium coarse. Usually hold the seam down by the handle, rinse away here. I hit the kettle to 205. Okay, the water is all heated up and it's time to start brewing. So I take a chopstick. I've seen people do this with the metal kind of sticks, all that. And then I'll pour my coffee in. I did not get rid of any of the chaff, as you can see. I know that might be a suggestion. And then I make a little funnel to match the shape of the brewer. Also, if I haven't made clear, I welcome any comments of helpful tips. I'm in this as a community. I want to just make better pour overs, and if you have helpful advice, I'll give it a shot and let you guys know if it works or if I feel like it's about the same. So for the bloom, I'm a big proponent of not really thinking about too much of a measurement. I just make sure it's all wetted, and I try to be as efficient as possible with that. That's all wetted. I'll do a light swirl. And then my experience is right around 45 seconds to a minute is what I enjoy. Okay, we're rounding that 45-second mark. I'm gonna just start pouring at a medium speed, medium height, very typical for myself. We'll go all the way up to 250 grams of water. Give it a little swirl and then let it finish out. I don't have a brew time in mind that I'm shooting for, more so just looking at the cup, smelling what's coming off the cup and trying to decide there. Generally, as you saw from this brew, I used Lance's approach. I preferred it prior to hearing about his pour over technique, but I do prefer a coarser grind size, and I do tend to prefer 2 pours. I have tried the 4-6 method and had some really good coffee out of that, but often the brews take like 5 minutes and it's a lot of thinking, and in the morning, it's just not exactly what I'm going for. And so that's how we got here. Not a perfectly flat bed, a little bit in, chaffs up on the sides, fines up on the sides. Looks like we're at about 2 minutes and 30 seconds for our brew time. Let's try it. Okay, it's all brewed up, and I have the same journal that I used for cupping here, and I used for a bunch of other notes related to coffee as well. And we're gonna taste this. We're gonna start a new page, and we're gonna go through and write down what we're changing, what we are doing, what I'm tasting, what I'm smelling. And that being said, I took a smell off camera, and it's really nothing impressive. There's a slight sense of fruitiness, but not super aromatic, generally speaking. It's still super hot, so as it cools down, I just want to talk to you guys about the growth of the channel, and it's been so cool to watch. Now, I know I'm gonna sound absolutely ridiculous here, but just remember, I'm completely new to like all of this, it feels like, other than maybe the coffee. We just got our 3rd subscriber, and we just posted a short that got 250 plus views in a matter of 24 hours. That's incredible in my opinion. It's great to see the support, that my content's getting out there, information is getting out there, people are learning about coffee, and I hope to learn some stuff too, hence this video. So let's give it a try. Do a quick sniff. Again, it kind of just smells dull, kind of darker and some woody in some ways, but there's a sense of floral, fruity. There's a little bit of fruitiness. It has like a coatingness to the tongue. It definitely coats the tongue. What I'm experiencing here is some acidity. Maybe it's not well extracted enough, but the aftertaste does kind of make you pucker just a little bit. It sits for a long time. Overall, it's not a bad cup of coffee. I really do enjoy it, and I enjoyed the iced coffees that I made with it and the AeroPress that I made with it as well. It's good, but this isn't what I'm tasting in the cup like I did the cupping. In the cupping, I smelled fruity and floral. After grinding, after wetting, it was a little less fruity, but a lot more floral and intense. The tasting was stone fruit, deep fruits or blue fruits. It had a drying aftertaste and a fruit-forward floral start and a subtle finish. It was incredible when I was cupping it, and I just want to get that experience in the cup. So I need your guys' help. Leave a comment, link me to something. Help me to make this better. I'll be reading The Physics of Filter Coffee by Jonathan Gagne, and I'm gonna make improvements, and I'd love for you all to join me on that journey. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I'm sorry if it was a long one, but I really appreciate it if you consider liking and subscribing. The growth has been so exciting and so motivating recently to continue to produce content so we can all learn together in a community. That's all for this one. I'll see you guys.